We live in a society nowadays where people just want to stick to the way that they are and expect everything to just fall in their lap. And they wait their entire lives for that same outcome and end up dying upon that. And then moments before, they get out this world, they regret everything. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Just Know podcast, where we make knowledge your strongest weapon.
What's up, folks? As always, it's a pleasure to have you guys here. Your boy Just over there, your boy Nas over here. And today, we're going to have a very interesting discussion revolving around the shallow identity that a lot of people seem to have nowadays and seem so unapologetic in owning, which I don't really mind, but it's leading to a lot of, I guess we could say, foolery.
Yeah, tomfoolery.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, please give us a subscribe. All we're trying to do is make you better with some words. And also follow us on all of the podcasts, where it be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Amazon Music. But let's get into the show.
Yeah, I want to start off with just saying, of course, everybody's always entitled, live however the hell you want to live.
Of course.
But certain things work, certain ways of life call for certain behaviors, certain disciplines, certain actions, and just ways of going about things. And how I'm going to tie this into being shallow and how so many people are really shallow. And I guess I like to use the word airhead because a lot of people are just, they have nothing in their brains. It's just whatever they know, and they don't want to know nothing else, and they don't want no new information. They don't want no change, no adjustments, nothing. And somehow they just want to win the lottery, and they want everything to remain the same in their current life. Nothing change except wake up tomorrow and be a millionaire, be a person of status.
Doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work like that. And of course, not everybody can make that, be a part of that class of people who got a lot going for themselves, a lot of responsibility, a lot of privileges, and a lot of luxuries in life as well, a lot of rewarding, parts of their life. It's important to differentiate and be mindful of just what position you're putting yourself in, what you actually doing, how does that align with actually what you want. You just have to, again, be mindful and own up to that, and not be so stubborn that you think somehow your life should look a certain way when you're doing and your behaviors in everyday life aligns with a different life, with whatever you're 25 years old, your life has been stagnant for the past 6 years, and you want to continue to perform to the same level every single day, and then something's going to change. It's crazy. We're just so entitled. We think we deserve everything for doing nothing. And if you call somebody out on this, it's almost like you kind of feel bad, because sometimes you get the sense that they don't know any better. And I'm always, I agree with this idea of, if somebody doesn't know, then you can't really fault them for it. And sometimes people really are just not knowledgeable of how some things lead to a certain life, and how other behaviors and other practices and disciplines lead to the desired result that you want. So I don't know. I just want to hear what you got to say about this, because this is going to get a little intense.
So there's two things that I would like to say, right? And there's two sayings that a lot of people do use. For one, right? They say what you don't know won't kill you. Is what you don't know will kill you. Because if you're unaware of it, it can come at any moment and strike you, right? And the next thing too is that people want to work. Well, let's not say this. People don't want to work and get all of the benefit, right? Nothing happens without knowledge, people. And they also say this. This is another thing I want to say. They say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But most people, lives are broke and they're broken, right? That means they've been doing the same thing over and over again and has not changed. So if you've been doing the same thing over and over, for you to get a changed outcome, you have to implement change, right? And then we're living in a society where people want to be, the same way every day and expect like something's magically going to appear for them. It's not going to happen. That's not how life works. Sorry to tell you, it's consistent work, adapting. This is what survival of the fittest is, right? The people that survive in this world are the people that are able to adapt to change, right? And we live in a society nowadays where people just want to stick to the way that they are and expect everything to just fall in their lap. And they wait their entire lives for that same outcome and end up dying upon that. And then moments before, they get out this world, they regret everything. And we're here to try to shed some light on that because I think it's something that really needs to be said in this society because nothing happens without hard work. Just like if you go to the gym, um, you can go to the gym, but if you don't work out consistently, you're going to be in the same body frame or be in the same position that you were when you first walk in.
Yeah, I want to add a little spin on this because people are suckers, And the only way we could really make this relatable to majority of people is by adding that little female male dynamic. And I'm going to use the analogy of people's relationship success. When you get to the age of like I would say by my definition. Okay, this isn't a standard. This is Nas' definition. You heard? When you get to between like 25, once you get over that little beginning stages of actually going through certain interactions with the opposite gender and certain levels of relationships, um, you start to realize, or you should start to realize, really what personality type, what character, what lifestyle aligns and is compatible with yours.
Yeah.
And people are so shallow, going back to the point of being shallow, people are so shallow that they'll still, chase and engage in conversation and relationship and interaction, regular, being in this lust stage with people in their later on in their life. Like, have you not gotten it by the time you're 23, 25? Have you not established kind of like an outline, a framework of what's working, what's not? Like, what type of personality, what type of lifestyle does the other person need to be living for it to align with your morals, your principles, your desired outcome in life? And that's where the idea of being shallow, the shallowness of people kind of bugs me out. Not where it keeps me up at night. It's just kind of pathetic, to witness that. And people they just completely disregard. They don't use their past experiences. They're not really in tune with their inner self, their true self, to the point where it's matching what they're doing. Like somebody will be like, yo, I want to live a certain way, but they'll engage in activity, interact and befriend people, spend time around certain personalities and lifestyles that doesn't align with what they really want. So you're really only fooling yourself. And if you want to fool yourself, by all means, fool yourself. But you shouldn't also be. A lot of people seek pity. They see like they'll sit here and give you a million reasons why things ain't going the way that they've expected. And out of those million reasons, somehow, some way, they forgot to mention anything about themselves. It's always some outside factor that's keeping them from progressing. It's always some outside factor that's undermining their quality of life. And at one point, it gets pretty pathetic. It's very much a turnoff to be around a person like that.
Mm-hmm.
To be around a person where it's like they go through certain things and they don't learn shit from it. They have experiences over and over. And the only thing that they've gathered from these experiences that they've had is, oh, that situation wasn't good for me. That person wasn't good for me. The cards weren't you dealt to me properly. I was dealt a shitty set of cards. All bets were against me. Somehow, some way, the world decided it wants to target me. That's all I ever really hear. It's very rare nowadays to find somebody who's like, yeah, maybe such and such person was not pleasant to me or was not good to me, but I also could have done A, B, and C to avoid such a situation. I could have noticed it earlier on. And it just gets a little bit tiring. It's hard to find people who are aware and very observant to these kind of things.
I mean, come on, bro. It's one thing that this world that nobody wants to actually ever take a part in, and that is accountability. Listen, in life you go through a lot of struggles, right? There is sometimes where you're going to be wronged, right? But it's something called a pattern. Now, life is not going to give you dealt you cards every single time in the way of it being in not in your favor, right? After a certain period of time, after certain many years, same thing when you say about, the analogy when it comes to relationships, right? If you dealt with many relationships, right? But you're still encountering the same person, the same type of situation, that falls on you. Sorry to say it, but it falls on you because you attract what you put out, right? What you allow to put yourself up to. So you have to have some type of accountability towards your situation. That's the only way that you change. Because if you're doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same results, where do you ever expect to have a different outcome? It's not going to be possible. So sometimes, I mean, this I do for myself. And ever since I've been doing this, my life has changed, dramatically. Stop complaining, bro. Just stop complaining. That's really what it is. Just stop complaining. And even if it's not your fault, take accountability for it. Because somewhere, some way, you made a decision that led to what happened. Like, play to say if you were in a relationship, somebody that you chose, wasn't what you wanted. They were, let's not first and say abusive, but more so aggressive towards you, stuff like that. There had to be some type of factors that you've seen in that person that you've seen in someone else before, and you didn't look into those signs and you chose to proceed anyway, and that led to your mishaps. So sometimes you got to take it upon yourself to be like, okay, I can see this person's tendencies. I am not going to follow this through. It's I've been here one too many times. And that's when you make that decision is when you start, seeing more people, and especially the places where you meet these people. You can't go to a club and expect that you're gonna find a wifey, bro. It's not gonna happen. You can go to a gym and probably find one because guess what? People in the gym, you see that their bodies, decent, or they're trying to work hard on it. That means they have some form of discipline. In the club, you're gonna just find people that's just there for their desires, there for their lust, they're partaking in activities that lead to no good. Um, so what do you expect to find out of that? You go to a park, you see somebody walking a dog or whatever. It takes, some type of discipline to take care of a pet, and those are activities and where you see people are in is where you can find someone of some type of decency. And at least from that standpoint, not saying that all people that do these things are decent people. We're not saying that. But it takes some type of character for them to be in those areas and do those certain things. So at least going forward, when you put yourself in those situations, at least you're picking from a pool of better candidates.
Yeah, quick question. Talking about settings of where you would meet somebody. When's the last time anybody in your life, whether they're a close friend, acquaintance, told you they met a good person in the library? Did that ever? No, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, nobody goes looking in the right places. When's the last time you heard somebody talking about, oh, I met her when I was doing charity work? No, I don't hear of that.
Because people don't want to give anyway. So that's why they're not doing charity work. That's what you won't find them there.
Yeah, I'm just giving examples of like how we literally set ourselves up for failure, and somehow, some way, we find it in us to blame something else. And the relationship dynamic, it's really the most relatable, and it's the one that I feel like a lot of people could actually it actually stings them enough to maybe use
Yeah.
it as a influencing factor,
And,
hopefully for the better.
and not just to cut you too. Like most people date online now, And I'm sorry to say, but a part of you and what you present online is kind of your how you are, right? Some people want to display themselves, display their bodies or whatever have you, seek attention, and then you chase after those things. And then when you get exactly what you've seen on that social media profile, you're like, damn, why did I do this? Or I didn't know she was gonna be like that. Like, bro, they displayed it for you and you looked at it, and because of your lust, you went after it, trying to seek a different outcome and expect why the relationship didn't work out. That's crazy. You're crazy.
This is a point that's gonna, have people rattling a little bit. But it's honestly so basic. Like this concept is so basic. It's so low level. The fact that people try to overlook this is hilarious. Honestly, anybody who sees it differently, first of all, you're a sucker. All right. Second of all, if you're a male, you're a straight one simp, and you got no dignity. And if you're a female that disagrees with what I'm about to say, you're also an airhead, and you don't deserve what you think you deserve. I'm gonna just keep it at that. But what I want to say is this idea of like people flirting with the temptation and the attention of outsiders when they're in a relationship, in a marriage, in a whatever boyfriend girlfriend situation. This idea that a lady dresses however she wants, and a man is insecure for not wanting that, is it's sick, because it's like I don't know any girl to this day in my life. I don't care how she behaves. I don't care what she does. I don't. It doesn't matter what type of character she is, what type of person she is, what her beliefs are. There's no girl in this world that appreciates a man she's dealing with, she's interacting with, having eyes for other women. I've never seen a girl who's very actually satisfied, goes to sleep at night like a baby, knowing that her man's eyes wander, and he very easily is attracted to other people and could potentially even chase after them, right? And that same thought, the idea that a lady just dresses however she wants and it's up to everybody else to not look at her and she's not disrespecting her man, it's just like it's really sick. It's actually sick. It's like a form of it's a disease. It's a disease. It's a sort of a disease. It's an illness. To think that he should be okay with you welcoming any eyes, any and all eyes and all looks and all attention, but you can't be okay with his eyes wandering. If you're gonna dress like that, dress like that. But then you can't be mad if his eyes is wandering at other ladies.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It just comes together. If you're going to behave and live a certain way, you can't expect an honorable, trustworthy man that provides you with a safe haven and an attention only designated for you. You're gonna welcome and invite other people to see how you look, to see you at your best, to see you looking a certain way, appealing, whatever. Then you can't fault your man for falling victim to the tricks that other women are putting out there. You know what I'm saying? It just goes hand in hand. I'm not saying you have to dress a certain way. I'm saying if you're gonna dress like that, you can't expect a man who's going to lower his gaze, not get distracted, not divert his attention, not chase off after something else eventually. Like maybe some people could be with a girl like that for 2 years and actually be very, content. Like, I trust her, she trusts me, we're loyal. But think about it on a bigger picture, 5 years, 10 years, things are gonna start, there's gonna be a tension that slowly builds up. And then once that situation happens, why is cheating so rampant? Why is divorce so rampant now? It's because we lie to ourselves about the things that we really are okay with and we're not. We say we're okay with certain things because we feel like we shouldn't be placing judgment and we shouldn't make the other person feel like they should adjust or change just for us. But in reality, that's what a commitment to the next person is I'm willing to take a L or compromise. It's not even an L. I'm willing to make this adjustment for the sake of our marriage. I'm willing to make this adjustment or make this compromise for the sake of our business friendship. So take that relationship dynamic of if you're behaving a certain way, then just be okay with what you're attracting.
Yeah, what comes with it.
What just comes with it. You know what I'm saying? Like girls go and get certain jobs because they know that there's dudes who's foolish enough to come out of pocket just to witness them moving a certain way, dressing a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like girls know that shit. They know there's tricks out there. You know what I'm saying? So, and they know how to appeal to that. So if you know that there's a way to appeal to a certain goofy level of men, then you also know that those same goofy level of men are attracted to a certain thing. So when you display that, then you're kind of inviting, you're welcoming
Of
that. So if you're in a
course.
relationship, you can't sit here and play that card of, oh nah, but I'm not doing it for them. It just doesn't work like that.
Nah.
It's just, you know, it's
It's like
just,
put like this, right? So same thing from a male's perspective, right? So men are supposed to be providers, right? Women would look a man's way if he's more financially inclined, right? So that's for me as a man, right? Saying that I don't want attention from women, but I'm out here flaunting my money, flaunting my cars, flaunting my wealth. Of course I'm gonna attract females, you know? But you as a woman want to go out and flaunt the things that are going to attract a man and expect that men are not going to come to you or expect like that doesn't make any sense. So if you want your man to be exclusive to you, only be towards you, right? Not have eyes towards anyone else, but you're able to dress the way how you want and attract other eyes. Even though you're with that man, you're attracting other energies, other people, and you expect him to have eyes just for you. Come on now. And especially if that dynamic of, dressing the way you want, whatever have you. I mean, a family, right? Family's supposed to, it starts with kids, starts with the mindset, right? How are you going to tell your daughter how to dress if you were doing the same exact thing? Like you're just starting a cycle of things that's just not, it's just starting off bad in a sense. And we have to come to terms with what we really value in life and stop being so shallow, stop, going into our temptations and really pick our values over what's good in the moment. You feel what I'm saying? So what this actually, especially with divorce rates, right? The main core values of a family is trust, honesty, and then let's say
respect.
Yeah, respect too. And that comes with a part of respecting. Like, the way how you present yourself to the world is respecting because once you're in a relationship, right, you're displaying your relationship out there, whether you're together or you're apart. So say if I'm a multimillionaire, right? But you're out dressing however you want to dress, right? In a business meeting, you support me, right? Then to the outside world, because listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. When it comes to the higher echelons of people, right? There's certain things that are not acceptable, right? So when you're in a very fancy event, right, dressing the way how you dress, it doesn't appease to people who already have money, bro. It doesn't. And then you're a reflection of your other half. So say if your man is not there, but you're dressing a certain way, now your man is not going to get those business deals that he wants because, oh, his wife dresses like this. What kind of person is he? That's things that automatically get put in people's head. Or just like if he was outside without you and he's talking to other females, he's flirting with other females and all that stuff, right? And I see that as a business person for him, then I know that he's not trustworthy, right? So if he's not trustworthy, then you might not be trustworthy. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that this shallowness is not good. It's not good whatsoever. We have to get deeper as people and start accepting and valuing those deeper morals and stuff of that nature.
Yeah, I do want to touch about on this money subject because somehow, some way, I've come in contact with many people across throughout my life, and people like to make this claim that money isn't the main motive for them. It's not their main concern. It's not their top priority. But in reality, like, listen, I'm not I'm not willing to sell my soul or to give up or compromise my dignity for money. But at the end of the day, we all chasing money. It doesn't matter what you could be a very humble person. The reason why we all chase money is because if you're not a fucking airhead, you understand the impact that money has,
Yes.
what it can do to your life,
Yes.
the things it allows you to do, the way it can free up your time, allow you for more luxury, allow you for to have more pleasant uh, everyday day to day life.
More
You know what I'm saying? So
convenience.
yeah, money pays for convenience. That's the reason why we're all chasing money. It doesn't mean that the dollar bill, the $100 bill, is is what gets me going and what gets me up in the morning
It's what
and
you could
keeps me.
spend on
It's
it.
just like what it allows for you to do. So this notion that there's people that don't really care about money. Like, yeah, you might not really care about money, the paper money, but if you could live like a rich type of lifestyle without money, you would want to live that lifestyle. But we live in a world where you could only do certain things with certain amounts of money. So why I'm bringing this up is we can't be so shallow that we're gonna expect like, yo, things are just gonna play out, and I'm gonna create the life I want without doing anything that's necessary. I'm gonna create the life I want on my own terms without playing the game. Like, yo, you just gotta play the game. You know what I'm saying? This the world, especially in the U.S. That's how our society runs. You
Yeah.
can't do shit without money. You might be able to be a great person without money, but you can't live a certain way without money. You can't do certain things. You
But
can't do
like
certain
this,
activities. You can't buy certain shit.
you cannot live like actually like breathe without money because guess what? Health insurance is a thing and it does cost money to have health insurance. And if you are sick and do not have any money, well, your life is gone. Just say that.
Yeah, you're at risk. So money provides a lot of things in this day and age. Did I create that standard? Did I create that outline or that blueprint? No. But I'm not gonna be an idiot and be like, oh, I don't care about money. Like, nah, I do care about money to an extent. I want to live a certain way. I want to have certain things. I want to have access to certain luxury, certain people, certain places. Absolutely. So I'm just, I'm just going with what works. I've never been a man who money controls me. Yeah, money don't control me. I'm not willing to go AWOL and turn into a different person by tomorrow morning. So, but at the end of the day, I'm willing to, work hard for my shit because I understand that the products, the privileges that come with increasing the amount of money you have is something that I do want. As long as it's in a respectable, honorable way. Yes, I do really like money. So again, people are so shallow. It's just they just want everything their way without taking the necessary steps, without using past experiences to further guide, them and how they approach and how they go about certain things. And you just have to be aware of it. You want to be a person who you want to be a lady or a man who's allowed to go in a club to the club whenever you want, who's allowed to do whatever you want in a relationship. Then find somebody who fits that, aligns with that. You can't be a man, and I'll be a little bit critical and harsh on the males in our society now. Is you can't be a male who wants a respectable woman, but you're not a respectable man. You can't be a man who wants a woman who who's obedient, but you're some type of tyrant and you have no compassion. You don't provide. You know, my brother, you're gonna ask a girl to go 50-50 with you. You've already sacrificed. You've already forfeited certain aspects of that relationship, certain dynamic of that relationship. So you got to know what you want. You got to know what you're doing too. Even if you want a certain thing, if you're not living a certain way, then you don't deserve the result of what you want. You don't deserve that outcome. So don't be shallow. You want to change what you're looking for. Change how you're doing shit. Change who you're around. Change a lot of things. You make the change first. That's really what I'm preaching here. Is you make the change first. Don't be so shallow where other things got to change before you implement a
Yeah.
lifestyle change.
Yeah.
No, you make that lifestyle change first. You take that leap of faith. You make that compromise with yourself. Like, yo, I'm gonna give up my going out every weekend. I'm gonna give up my drinking. I'm gonna give up my smoking. I'm gonna give up my sleeping around, men and women. And then, you hopefully will get a more suitable, more fulfilling outcome. You can't just keep all of that the same and then other shit gotta change and shit gotta shake for you. Like it just doesn't work like that.
Nah, like the world is not going to conform to you. You have to conform to the world. Like
Yes,
you
sir.
can't just sit here and just expect, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, keep eating the way how I eat and expect that I'm gonna just lose weight. Nah, it's not gonna happen. That's not how the world works, right? You have to give something for it to give you back something. So especially with relationships, right? You want a good, woman, whatever, right? A good, respectable, obedient wife, lady, whatever. You also have to be obedient and
Understanding.
understanding and conforming, because the best leaders in this world, which men are supposed to be leaders, are the ones that can be strict when need to be and be laxed when need to be also. It can't just be one or the other, right? So change yourself, people. Understand your faults in life. Understand that you need to change them. Understand that the only way that you're gonna get a different results is if you put the work in necessary to acknowledge your problems, take that accountability, and go towards what you want in life. So this has been another episode of the Just to Know podcast, where we make knowledge your strongest weapon.
We hope you have a blessed rest of your day. And as always, pleasure having you guys. God bless. Peace.
Peace. Don't be shallow, people.